Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm just going to be ranking because it's the middle of the month. So not the middle of the month, the middle of the year. So we do our top 10 videos. We have quite a lot of videos. But anyway, I'm just telling you for this week that it will be a very, not, for the first couple of days from New Zealand time, from Tuesday to Friday, there's only going to be one video that's pre-recorded because I'm quite busy and yeah, I have family over, so I can't really do that. But yeah, I'm just pre-recording these videos, and yeah. So anyway, I'm just gonna get straight into my first top 10 list, which is my top 10 2022 disappointing movies so far ranked. Yeah, let's just get straight into it. So, with our honourable mentions, we have 3 honourable mentions. My first honourable mention will go to Fantastic Beasts Secrets of Dumbledore. Now, this movie, The Secrets of Dumbledore, my bad. Yeah, the trailers looked really intriguing and really good, but the movie overall, it was good. I mean, I thought it was going to be like great, but it was just good. Next up, Morbius. I had a slight feeling that I was going to enjoy this film, but this movie was bad. Yeah, we're just going to say that. And Firestarter, I really liked the trailer for this movie. It really intrigued me and looked really good, but the movie overall was just okay. It wasn't the best. Now to the top 10. Number 10 for me, this is not my. So, number 10 so far is The Fallout. I think this movie is disappointing because I was really looking forward to this movie, and I also heard good things about about this movie. But for me, it was just okay. I think uh, Jenna Ortega kills it in this movie, and I think that the pacing in this movie was just a bit too lengthy. The characters in this movie, well, most of them were enjoyable to watch, but some were just not really enjoyable to watch as well. I think that in this movie, uh, yeah, I will not watch this movie again. I just think the movie was just not for me, and I think that this was just a hit or miss movie, but it didn't really work for me. I wish it could. Unfortunately, it didn't. But it was still a fine enough film. It was okay. It was an okay movie. Number 9 for me, unfortunately, is the Kingsman. Now, this was released in 2020, 2021, sorry, but I didn't get to see it till 2022, so it's on my 2022 list, sorry, but okay, I'll just get into my thoughts. Okay, I do think this movie is good, but it was still disappointing for me, because I thought this movie was going to be great, because of the trailers. I just really loved them. I think they looked really good, but this movie just disappointed me. I think that the acting was good. The pacing of this movie was a bit off on some points of the movie, and the action in this movie I did think was really well done. But yeah, it was still an enjoyable film. It really did disappoint me because the trailers really intrigued me and really interested me into this film, and it looked really good. But it was just a good movie. I thought it was going to be like a great or an awesome movie for me. Number 8, well, I'm probably the only person going to put this on my list. The Bubble. Yes. Um, well, the reason why this movie disappointed me, and that was the movie was just bad. Now, I think that the trailers looked good for me, and I was excited for this movie, but it just dropped for me. It just wasn't for me. The jokes didn't work for me. The pacing of this movie was so bad, and the and the acting and direction was the only okay things in this movie. And that the story for me, I thought sounded really good, but the movie is just bad. It was unwatchable, and it's like 2 hours. This movie is lengthy. Uh, I regretted my time watching this movie. It was just not funny. It was boring. Yeah, it just really disappointed me because the trailers looked for me, in my opinion, looked really good. Well, not really good, but looked, enjoyable. But yeah, unfortunately, it did not work. Number 7 for me, Licorice Pizza. I think this movie was just a disappointment because one, I was really looking forward to this movie because I loved the trailers, and two, the director of Paul Thomas Anderson, I love his work, and with this movie, I think it is one of his weaker movies for me. I do like the story to this movie, and the pacing of this movie was a bit off on some points. The acting was really well done. I really liked the acting. Some of the jokes just were a bit too offensive to some people, and yeah, some jokes did not land as well. The movie, it was still a good movie, but I really wanted it to be like a great movie or an awesome movie. But it was just a 3 out of 5 stars for me. It was still an enjoyable film though, and yeah, I don't think, and again with what I said with The Fallout, I think this is a hit or miss movie as well. Number 6 for me, The Tragedy of Macbeth. This movie was a disappointing movie. This was a disappointing movie because they had Oscar winners of Denzel Washington and Frances McDormand, and then Joe Cohen, who has directed who directed this movie, who was also an Oscar winner for directing a movie. And I was so hyped for this movie because it was just the trailers looked so good. Yeah, it was just a good movie. I think there are problems with this movie. One, the pacing in this movie. I think the pacing was off in some parts in the movie. Some of the characters I did not enjoy watching on screen, and yeah. But I still think it's a good movie, but it did disappoint me as well. I think the trailers really looked really artsy and really good, but it didn't work, unfortunately. But it did try its best, but it didn't make it close for me. Number 5 is Father Stew. And this was a huge letdown for me because I think that this movie for me was just okay. I think the trailers really showed me that this movie could actually be really good, but it just dropped for me as soon as I watched it. I think that the pacing in this movie was okay. I think that there were some parts of the movie that just fell. Unfortunately, I think that Mark Wahlberg did a good job in this movie, and I think that the rest of the cast did a good job as well. And the direction of this movie was good. I think, yeah, some of the problems, there are some problems. The pacing, I said, was okay. Yeah, like I said, some parts of the movie was just fell for me, and fell like it dropped, like not good. Yeah, unfortunately. Number 4 for me, the most recent one, Crimes of the Future. I have not reviewed this movie. I do apologize. I just missed it. But anyway, I think that this movie was a big letdown as well because I think that the trailers really looked good and made me excited for this movie. I love the cast of Kirsten Stewart, Leah Saldux, and Viggo Mortensen. And the direction by David Cronenberg, who has directed The Fly, which is a great movie. So I was pumped for this movie, and it was just okay for me. I think the pacing in this movie was a bit slow for me, and I think that some of the characters didn't work for me, unfortunately. Yeah, this was a letdown because I was really looking forward to this movie, but it just dropped for me. It has a great cast, and it just dropped. Number 3, Death on the Nile. I was disappointed by this movie because I was so excited for the movie, because I loved the trailers. I think that the cast was so good. Like, we had a great cast like Gal Gadot, Kenneth Branagh, Russell Brand, Letitia Wright, and more. Then directed by Kenneth Branagh, who was a great director. But this movie was just good. I thought this movie was going to be great, but it was just a good movie. I do think that the pacing in this movie was a bit slow in some parts of the film. Some of the characters I just thought were okay. Some of the plots in this movie were just a bit scrambled for me. Yeah, we're just all over the place. And yeah, it was still an enjoyable film. I do love my murder mysteries, so yeah, it was kind of a letdown. Hopefully, Knives Out 2 works for me. Number 2, but I feel sad putting a Pixar movie on here. Spoilers. Turning Red. I felt so sad for this movie to be in this list, and also really high as well, because I was looking forward for this movie, but it just fell for me because for me, it was just not really entertaining for me. I think that some of the story wasn't really for me. I think that some of the plot of this movie was not good for me. I think that it did have potential. It did have potential in being a good movie, but it just fell for me. I think some of the characters in this movie were just okay, and yeah, some of them were just not for me. Yeah, it was still a good movie. It's not a bad movie. It's still a good movie, but it just fell for me, unfortunately. Yeah. Hopefully, Lightyear is better. It could be. And my number 1 most disappointing movie of the year so far. It could change. Jurassic World Dominion. Wow, this is the most disappointing movie of the year so far. I'm so disappointed because I was looking forward for this movie because the trailers looked great and it just fell for me. I think that some of the character development from Owen and Claire were not good because we didn't really get any development in those characters from the previous film. And the OJs in this movie were entertaining to watch in this movie. I do think that if you like cheesy action dinosaur movies, you will like this movie. But for me, it was just an okay movie. The third act of this movie, I would say, is the strongest out of the film. I do like the third act. And yeah, I do like the connection between the new cast and the OGs. I do like that. But yeah, unfortunately, Jurassic World Dominion is my number 1. But there you go. That is me doing my top 10 2022 disappointing movies so far ranked. This could change at the end of the year because I will be doing this again if my list changes. But hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to my channel, it'll be a massive help. Thank you for watching. Oh, there'll be a video right there. What's a good video? Let's just do my top 10 disappointing movies from last year, and let's do Jurassic World Dominion, because it was my most disappointing movie of the year. Right there, icon right there, click on it, or put your mouse on it, subscribe, be a massive help. Social media's down below, so I have Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, my podcast, which unfortunately I won't be doing podcast this week. Oh, wait, no, I will. Could hopefully fit one on Sunday. And wait, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, podcast. I think that's it. I'm missing one. Well, if I am, it'll be down there. Like the video, be a massive help. Turn on post notification bells so you never miss a top 10 video, because there's going to be more coming out this month. Yeah, subscribe again. I've reached 70 subs. My next goal is 80 subs. Please make me there. Please do that for me. That'll be a massive help. But thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel. It'll be a massive help. Thank you for watching. Take care. Peace.